Hello, homeschoolers! We begin this episode with our featured homeschooling family.
Hi, my name is Jason, and this is my wife, Kat, and we've been homeschooling for 3 years. We started homeschool by accident. We were in a party and we're all set to go traditional, but in that party, one of our friends who's into homeschooling shared the homeschool philosophy to us and pulled my wife aside, and after 30 minutes, she went to me and told me, Jace, we need to go homeschool.
The purpose why we are doing homeschooling, initially, I'm really not sure if I can do it. Aside from academics, really want to instill the love for God to our kids, and that's our parang life verse namin was the love your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. And this is like teaching them how to love God, how to obey God, and what to obey, which is the word of God. There are times that it's hard to really teach them. We go back to God and ask for His grace.
And we're not that confident in the beginning, and we decided to take it 1 year at a time. And the results were really amazing because we get to spend time with our children more and to take that education in our hands and really teach our children. The key word is intentionally.
We do our family devotion every day, and we always ask each other what we are thankful for. We are flexible in terms of our schedule. We're not rigid. We do at least 3 subjects a day. Normally, Jason would help me in terms of his expertise, like in terms of money, how to teach them with money or with speaking, to go through with the character with our kids. I let him do it.
It encapsulates the saying that values are caught, not taught. So it's like we're teaching them values by example. And for me, when I bring my kids to work, it's always wanting to have that quality relationship, quality time with them, because they see what I'm doing, and I want to show them that what I do is something that I love, so that eventually they would pursue whatever it is that they want. And to see it from their parents, I believe is one of the best experiences that they would ever have, because now it becomes more personal for them. It's also interesting because one of our goals in homeschooling is to teach our children what my wife calls the LLL, to be lifelong learners, and to lifelong love for learning. And that's one thing that we want to instill in them.
Fulfilling for me is that when my kids would ask questions, but questions that would really let them think and process with them.
I remember when I was having a conversation with my daughter Gabby, and we were talking about God, we were talking about church, and she told me, Dad, I don't know if I can believe God, because how can you believe someone you can't see? And it is in those moments in homeschool that you get to really explain and stop what you're teaching, and explain to them and get into the heart of why they're thinking that way in order to go deeper. And I believe that's one of the things that we really value in our homeschool journey, as we build them not just with their IQ, but also their intellect, but also their emotions, also their beliefs, also their values. Because at the end of the day, it's really about building that strong values of your children, and also that belief in God. And we only get to have a small window to teach them about God and values And homeschool gives us that wonderful opportunity every day.
Today on Values, Stewardship.
Welcome to Values, Values you can use. Today's value is stewardship. What does that word mean? How do we apply it? How do we help our children embrace that value? Here's the verse, Psalm 24:1. The earth is the Lord's and all, that word there, all, it contains the world and those who dwell in it. So all of these things which we seemingly think we own, cars, houses, property, accounts, who owns it all? God does. So our job is simply to steward it, to use it the way that our owner would want us to use it.
I remember a story of our second son, Eden, and he was at church, and one of his ninangs, or godmothers, gave him a present. She gave him money because she owed him a lot of money for his past birthdays. And he took the money, and I thought he was going to say, yeah, I can buy something with it. But I saw him take a tithing envelope at the church and he put the money in it. And I thought, oh, maybe he wants to keep it safely because he's an organized person.
He's very obsessive.
He's kind of obsessive. But then he put it in the tithing box. And I asked him afterwards, I said, Eden, why did you tithe the money? Why did you give it to the Lord? He said, Mom, God owns everything. I just wanted to give it back to him. And that really blessed me as a mom. I felt really convicted as well because it's so true. God does own everything. And we are just to take care of the things he's given to us. And my dad used to tell me, when it comes to not just your own things, but other people's things, especially other people's things, whether it's staying in somebody's home or using their toys or their things, leave it in better condition than when you first used it.
That's right. So practical ways of how we can instill stewardship. Number one, whenever our kids get something or your kids get something for birthdays, Christmases, or you just want to buy them something, remind them this isn't theirs per se. They don't own it. They're merely a steward. So what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to take care of it, number one. And number two, if anything happens to it, they should be accountable for it. They can't say, I don't know where it went. I don't know, it just got lost. They have to learn to be accountable. What does that help do? It prevents them from saying, that's mine, this is mine. They're fighting over stuff because they realize it's not really theirs per se. They're just to be a steward.
We encourage them, be conscious, turning off the lights, not wasting water, things like that, just even in the small things. Because all of these things that God has given us, we are to be stewards of it, even taking care of things in the home.
Things that even as kids, I think our parents and their parents would teach us, that whole idea of not being wasteful is being a good steward. God bless you.
More on great answers. Up next,
it is long established in science and in research that the child who comes to school with a large vocabulary does better than the child who has little familiarity with words. How do you expand your child's vocabulary? Reading can help you with that. Do you do read-alouds to your child? A child who has been read to will want to learn to read herself. She will want to do what she sees her parents doing. But if a child never sees anyone pick up a book, she is not going to have that desire. Reading increases a child's attention span and a parent's own cognitive ability. Reading is a gateway skill. It does not just enhance your child's vocabulary. It boosts his memory. It enhances his creativity. It also improves his writing skill. And it enhances his analytical thinking. Read good books. Read a lot. Learn without borders. Happy homeschooling.
Up next, Out of the Box with Jessica.
Hello everybody! In the last episode, I showed you how to bring dinosaurs back to life. Today, it's gonna be all about animals. Just like the Dinosaurs 4D Plus, you will also need to download the free app either from the App Store or Google Play and simply look for Animals 4D Plus. Launch the app and place the card in front of your camera and watch the animals jump out of the card. You can challenge yourself by playing the quiz, and you can learn more about each animal, and you can even watch them interact. But wait, there's more. You can even feed the animals. What? Hologram view is also available. Wow! Try that for yourselves. Engage and be amazed with Animals 40+. This has been your Out of the Box buddy, Cheska, and I'll see you soon. Bye! And feed the animals. What?
Finally, a YouTube channel dedicated to inform, influence, and inspire you to homeschool. I hope you're excited to watch what we have in store for you. So stick around, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.